Hey guys, what is going on? It is CruZzAve here and I welcome each and every one of you to a brand new tutorial video for our channel, The Guide. And first of all, a massive thank you to all of you guys for the insane feedback on the last video about my 4-2-3-1 and 4-1-2-1-2 game plans. I honestly didn't think there would be such a big interest still in this topic now that we're going to the end of FIFA 19, but all of you were showing so much support, so much interest in the topic, so I really appreciate that. And also it's great to see how many of you have already joined our Discord channel and how you take active part in the discussions about FIFA, squad builders, finding training partners, all of that good stuff. And if some of you haven't joined the Discord yet and want to do that, just click the link in the description down below. It's a platform to discuss about FIFA and it's entirely free. And now moving on to today's video, since there were so many requests to see my other game plans, today we're starting with my ultra defensive one. I will show you the formation, tactics, instructions, all of that stuff, and also give you some gameplay tips how to close out games. And there are a lot of important foundation videos for this one, and they will be linked throughout the video in the top right corner when I talk about the specific topics. If you haven't seen those videos yet, then I highly recommend to click on the links and check them out first. And now without further ado, let's get right into today's topic. The formation I'm using to close out games is the 4-3-3 in the third version, so the defensive one with 2 CDMs, and here you can see the tactics for that. The defensive style this time is drop back, so I really want to cover the goal with all the players I have. The width is set to 4, so I even want to be a bit more compact in the center of the pitch, and then the depth is on 3, so I want everyone to stay back and to be very deep in my own half so that nothing can happen there. And then in the offense, now I'm going for the possession style because that's all I want to do. I want to keep possession for as long as possible and take time off the clock. The width, however, is still on 5 bars, so pretty balanced. Players in the box only 4. I don't want my guys to move up the pitch too much. And then for corners, I have 2 bars and free kicks 1 bar for the same reasons. Let's take a look at the instructions. My wingers have comeback on defense, stay wide and target man. So obviously I want them to help in defense because otherwise the gap on the left and right wing would just be too big. But I also want them to stay wide so that I can keep possession, switch sides and not get pressured in the center or on one of the wings. And then I also have them set to target man because this setting I feel like gives me the best option of them coming short and being able to play a chip pass, a lob ball towards them as well if the opponent pressures me too much. And yeah, I just had the best feeling with this setting of the support runs. The striker, however, has all settings on default because I feel like if the opponent is also rushing forward with his center backs, then it can be good if the striker is automatically making a run forward and you can just play an easy through ball, because if you only play short passes, then you will still get closed down and tackled, and then it can get dangerous to lose the ball. So that's why I don't have him on coming short support runs. My cam is set to stay back while attacking because I really want him as kind of a third defensive player in front of my back 4, and then he's also on cover center so that he stays in the middle and just covers all the passing options there. The 2 CDMs once again on cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking and covers center, and then the 2 wing backs are also of course on stay back while attacking. Alright, now that I've showed you the exact game plan I use in order to close out games, let's take a look at the gameplay side of things and some additional tips that I can give you so that you can keep your lead in close games. The first general recommendation I can give you are substitutes. Now these obviously are not only useful when closing out games but in general, but especially for this scenario they are really helpful because what I like to do is bring in a fresh CM or CDM and also a winger and then sometimes a second winger or a cam, and these players really help you to keep the lead. because the CDM in the center of the pitch will be a true backbone, not only in your defense to get the ball back, but also to keep the ball in build-up play some clean passes, and there just won't be any mistakes because of low stamina. And the same goes for the wingers and the cam. They are fresh, they can dribble well, they will play good passes, and they can also finish cleanly if you get the chance to make the deciding goal. Next up, let's talk about when to switch formation. There are some games when I just don't switch the formation at all and I just keep playing the 4-2-3-1. Those are games when I don't feel like the opponent is putting enough pressure on me, when I feel very comfortable defensively and also in build-up, then I just stay with my standard formation. But when the opponent is increasing the pressure and I feel that he's overwhelming me and that my 4-2-3-1 is just not stable anymore, that he gets the ball back quickly, that he has too many attackers and I can't handle it with my defensive players, that's the moment when I like to switch to the 4-3-3 defensive. As you can see in this example, the opponent got another chance in the 70th minute and I was lucky that he missed this chance, and that's the moment, mostly around the 70th minute, sometimes sooner, sometimes later, when I feel like, alright, now is the time where I have to switch or my defense will collapse and I will concede a goal. So as you can see in the bottom left corner, I switch to my ultra defensive game plan. Alright guys, now it's time for the most important part when it comes to closing out games, and that's ball possession play. The key in order to not concede late is that you stay calm and collected, that you don't rush forward and let the game become hectic, but instead keep the ball, keep ball possession. And I know that's a really easy concept, but if you have the ball, then the opponent can't score goals. And so that's basically what you want to do as much as possible. Pass the ball around, have safe dribbling, always have options available. And by that I don't mean passing the ball back to your goalkeeper all the time and time waste. What I mean is keeping the ball around the halfway line and in the opponent's half, and then wait for the right moment to strike and go for another goal. So what you want to do in order to accomplish that is utilize the wings. You want to play through the wings as much as possible, because that pulls the opponent to one side and then creates space on the other side, which we will get to in a second. And not only that, but also the opponent has less angles to attack you from. If you play through the center and there are 3 or 4 players surrounding you, then the game can become really hectic. It can get difficult to keep the ball, but on the wing you always have the sidelines that kind of guide you and from where the opponent can't attack you. So if you use that to your advantage, play clean passes and dribble safely, you're gonna be in a great shape. You can see an example for that right here. I'm leading by 4-3 and I'm getting the ball back in midfield already, so that's great for me. And then I pass it towards Son, and now here a lot of players make the mistake to play the pass towards Ronaldo, and the problem is that Ronaldo is up front alone, and if I play the pass towards him, the opponent can freely pressure me, can really go in there for tackling and get the ball back quickly, and that's not what I want. So instead I pass the ball from Son towards my left wing to my left back, and there I have a lot of space. I take some time off the clock and I can wait what is the next option for me. And that brings me right to the next very important point, which is switching sides if the pressure on the one side gets too big. As you can see, the opponent is defending pretty well, and I'm not sure if my through ball down the line will get towards Ronaldo. And that's also a tip I can give you. If you're not sure about a pass, then rather not play it. Don't make those easy mistakes and let the opponent have the ball back and be able to attack, but consider your options and rather turn around and go for another option. So that's what I do. I turn around and play the pass back towards my CDM, and as you can see, the opponent is having a lot of players on the upper side of the pitch now, and he's trying to pressure me there. And so I realize that I can't continue attacking here because there's simply no space, but as I told you before, the space will be created on the other side of the pitch. So what I do is I play the pass back towards my left back, and from him I'm playing a long lob pass towards my right back, and he he has tons of space and I can keep the ball safely and continue attacking. It's very helpful to use the radar in these kind of situations because sometimes the opponent will have a formation that has a left winger and that can catch you off guard, and then suddenly you lose the ball. So if you can't see the entire pitch and the player you want to play the pass towards, then just look at the radar. As you can see here, my right wing has a lot of space, there is no player surrounding him at all, so that's why I know that I can play a safe pass towards him. This can also help you when you get into sticky situations with your goalkeeper, and instead of playing risky passes or just shooting the ball up the pitch, you can take a look at the radar, see how the opponent's team is moving, and oftentimes in these kinds of scenario, your players in the center of the pitch, like the cam for example, will be free and have a lot of space around them, and then you can play a lob pass towards them and keep ball possession safely. So now when combining all of these things, the game plan that you want to have is to keep ball possession and move the ball up the pitch safely. And then when the opponent is pulling out too many players, when he gets impatient and just wants the ball back immediately, that's the moment for you to punish him and to use that space in order to score another goal and close the game out. You can see an example for that right here. I'm leading by 2-1 and I'm intercepting the ball, and after that I try to play safe and clean passes following all the passing basics that we've discussed in a dedicated tutorial video, and I want to get the ball to my left or right wing as soon as possible. So that's why with Nedved I'm playing a triangle pass towards my left back and continue the attack through there. I quickly realized that the opponent is having a lot of players here already, so I use the safe dribbling technique, which we also explained in a dedicated video, in order to keep the ball, turn around and then look at the radar, see that my right back is free. So I'm switching sides and play a lob pass towards him, and then I'm on the lookout for my right winger because I want to continue attacking through him. And I also use the R1 button in order to command him to come short. We also have a tutorial video on that one. I play the pass towards him and let the ball bounce back, and now you can see all the space that I have in the center of the pitch with Nedved. And now is the moment when I'm trying to figure out how I can score the deciding goal. But always remember that keeping ball possession is more important, so try to figure out a balance for you, how much risk you want to take. And as you can see here, with a nice combination of clean passes and safe dribbling, I'm able to get the ball forward. And eventually I can play a through ball to Mbappe and with him make a little shot fake into stand and then pass the ball into the middle and score the 3-1. Last but not least, I want to talk about the defensive gameplay as well. In general, you should defend as you would usually do, apply all the defending concepts that we explained already on the channel and will also explain in future tutorial videos that are coming up. But I still want to mention that you should defend calmly but not scared. So on the one hand, you don't want to get hectic and pull out players randomly in order to get the ball back because you're scared that your opponent will take a shot and maybe score a goal like that. But on the other hand, you also don't want to be too passive and you want to try and win the ball back if you get the chance. Don't just passively stand around and let the opponent do his thing, because then eventually you will make a misstep and the opponent will be able to score, and also he will get closer and closer to your goal for free, so that's not something you want as well. In this scene right here, you can see that the game plan I gave you obviously is already very defensive, and so your players will be in a very stable formation and the opponent will have a hard time getting the ball forward and creating chances. So you want to keep your players on their positions and make it hard for the opponent to find open passing lanes and get the ball into the dangerous area. However, if the opponent gets closer towards the dangerous area, you don't want to hesitate too much. As you can see in this example, I fail a tackling with Manolas, and after that I have a situation where Son is against David Luiz. And in the beginning you want to wait and see what the opponent is doing, but you don't want him to dribble closer and closer towards your goal and never do anything, and then the opponent eventually will go for a shot. Maybe the ball will go through your player and he will be able to score. So once I see that the opponent is making a few shot fakes and is pushing the ball up very far, that's the moment when I know now I have to be active. I have to go in there and find a challenge to get the ball back, and as you can see here, it was a very easy tackling and I can start to keep ball possession. That's it for today's video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If that's the case, please leave a like. That will help out the channel massively. And also I want to mention that I will have another video coming up which will be about how to get back into games with the game plan with some additional tips like today. Please leave me your feedback in the comment section down below how you liked this video concept and if you were able to learn some things from it, and also subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any further video of the guide. I'll better talk to you in the next one. See you then. Much love. Peace.